It's daydreams that I love, and sinking down, sitting comfortably in a chair, where you might be controlling some of the thoughts and directing yourself here or there, but at a certain point, the dream takes over, and you enter in a place where things are unraveling before you without your intervention. And many things can present themselves that way, and sometimes ideas that you fall in love with.
On January 15th, 2025, we lost one of cinema's most imaginative minds. David Lynch, the man who turned dreams into films and ordinary moments into something extraordinary, passed away at 78. For decades, Lynch showed us the power of storytelling, how it could be raw, emotional, and downright nightmarish, yet somehow still beautiful. Lynch wasn't just a filmmaker, but an artist and a dreamer, and sometimes just a man reporting the local weather from his office. Born on January 20th, 1946 in Missoula, Montana, Lynch originally studied painting before his fascination with moving images pulled him into filmmaking. His work often straddled the line between dream and reality, crafting worlds that felt deeply personal and moving, all the while confusing the hell out of even his most hardcore fans. My introduction to his work came through Lost Highway, a movie that fell into my lap at just the right time. And honestly, it wasn't the trailers that brought me to it, it was the soundtrack. Unlike anything I'd seen, the movie was dark, confusing, sexy, and utterly hypnotic. And the still amazing soundtrack perfectly captured the film's eerie, haunting vibe. That first experience made me want to dive deeper into Lynch's world, where nothing is ever quite as it seems, and where better to start than with the beginning. Lynch's first feature film, Eraserhead, is the very definition of cult cinema. Made over 5 years on a shoestring budget, it's a surreal, nightmarish tale about anxiety, isolation, and fatherhood. With its haunting imagery and unforgettable sound design, Eraserhead showed the world Lynch's unique vision and became a blueprint for his later works. While I will say it's one of his finest works, it's one I can only emotionally handle a couple of times.
I am not an animal! I am a human being!
Without Eraserhead, we wouldn't have Lynch's second feature, and his first breakthrough into mainstream. The Elephant Man, based on the life of Joseph Merrick, is a moving exploration of humanity, dignity, and compassion. The script for the film was first brought to Mel Brooks, of all people, who fell in love with it and wanted to produce it. It was after seeing Eraserhead and falling in love with it that he decided Lynch would be a perfect fit. It was a more conventional film by Lynch's standards, but his visual style and sensitivity to emotion shone through, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Director.
Try looking into that place where you dare not look. You will find me there staring back at you.
You mustn't speak!
I grew up a Star Wars fan. Having not known of the novels beforehand, I had assumed for several years that Dune was just another knockoff film, so it wasn't until I was in my mid-20s that I finally decided to check it out. Lynch's adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction epic was his first and only foray into blockbuster filmmaking. While the production was plagued by studio interference, Dune still bears the mark of Lynch's vision. His sprawling sets, surreal imagery, and inventive world building showed what he could achieve, even in a constrained environment. Though Dune was divisive then, it has since gained a cult following, with fans appreciating its unique take on Herbert's universe. While I still appreciate it for what it is, it's the only one from him I've only seen once. Okay, technically my first introduction to Lynch was from the Pauly Shore film Biodome.
Dennis Hopper, Blue Velvet. Oh, I'm slutty. Oh, I'm slutty.
Very few films capture Lynch's genius like Blue Velvet. On the surface, it's a story about a small town mystery, but as the layers peel back, it becomes something far darker. Lynch juxtaposes the cheerful facade of suburbia with its seedy underbelly, creating a mesmerizing film that's as unsettling as it is. The already mentioned Dennis Hopper is horrifyingly menacing, a perfect counterpart to Lynch's secret weapon in Kyle MacLachlan.
Those toenails about dry yet, sweetheart? We got some dancing to do.
Wild at heart is Lynch at his most daring and unhinged. This road movie starring Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern blends violent crime, passionate romance, and surreal fantasy into an unforgettable ride. Based on the novel by Barry Gifford, the film is a chaotic yet heartfelt exploration of love and danger. Of all of his filmography, Wild at Heart has my favorite ending, with Nicolas Cage's sailor singing Love Me Tender to Laura Dern's Lula. It's such a beautiful moment for a wild ride of a film. While it has been noted for having disastrous test screenings, it won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, cementing Lynch's status as one of the most fearless filmmakers of all time.
Diane, 11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks.
In 1990, Lynch brought his signature style to television with Twin Peaks, a series that redefined the medium and had audiences all over asking one question: who killed Laura Palmer? Well, two questions if you're asking where you can get a damn fine cup of coffee.
You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
While we eventually found out who killed Miss Palmer one season later, what started out as a simple murder mystery quickly spiraled into something far stranger, blending soap opera drama with supernatural horror. The story of Laura Palmer didn't end there. In 1992, Lynch revisited the world of Twin Peaks with Fire Walk With Me, a prequel that explored Laura's tragic final days. It was polarizing then, and it still is to this day. Nevertheless, the film has become a key piece of Lynch's legacy, offering a harrowing and emotional look at the darkness behind the mystery. And in 2017, Lynch returned to the series with Twin Peaks: The Return, an 18-hour epic that defied expectations and challenged viewers to embrace the unknown.
We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so. Where was it you think we met?
At your house, don't you remember?
No, I don't. Are you sure?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I'm there right now.
As the David Bowie song which opens the film states, funny how secrets travel. Lost Highway remains one of Lynch's most mysterious films. The story shifts and twists, playing with identity and memory in a fascinating and unsettling way. As I stated previously, this was my first true introduction to what it means for a film to be Lynchian. I was fresh into high school, dressed all in black, with the feeling no one truly understood me other than my music. One afternoon, skating up to the record store to pick up the Spawn soundtrack, I came across this one, a masterful blend of industrial rock, haunting melodies, and eerie ambiance. I mean, a movie featuring Nine Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson, and Rammstein? It was totally made for me. Everyone, and I mean everyone, brings their A game to this piece, especially the leads Bill Pullman, who I had known from Casper and Independence Day, and Patricia Arquette. It was the first time I understood what it meant for a film to be considered a work of art, and the first time I felt this was a man who would get me. It's one that lingers long after the credits roll, leaving you with more questions than answers.
Rosie, I've got to go see Lyle. And I've got to make this trip on my own. I know you understand.
Just a couple years later, Lynch took a break from his surrealistic dark world and showed us what the man could do in The House of Mouse. Based on the remarkable true story, this G-rated film follows World War II veteran Alvin Straight's 240-mile trek to visit his estranged and ailing brother via a lawnmower. What's notable about this film is Lynch shot this in chronological order on the same route the real Alvin Straight had taken 4 years prior. It's a quiet and beautiful picture of family, healing, and forgiveness, set against the backdrop of the American Midwest. While it was originally shot independently, it was picked up by Walt Disney Pictures after being nominated for the Palme d'Or at the 1999 Cannes Film Festival.
That's where I was going. Malland Drive. Come on, it'll be just like in the movies. We'll pretend to be someone else.
Lynch's masterpiece, Mulholland Drive, is a hell of a puzzle of a film. that explores Hollywood's dark side while at the same time embracing its past. With its fragmented narrative and dreamlike imagery, it's a movie that reveals itself more with every rewatch. While Lost Highway was confusing to me at times, Malland Drive would be the one that I'd often analyze, and the first one I went online to see what others thought the meaning was. It's also one that has the most terrifying shot in all of his films, with the creepy homeless man behind the diner. The film earned Lynch another Academy Award nomination for Best Director and firmly cemented his place as one of the most influential filmmakers of all time. Malland Drive will forever be in my top 5 favorite films. Lynch's last feature film, Inland Empire, is arguably his most experimental. Shot on digital video, it's a sprawling, dreamlike exploration of identity and performance, anchored by an incredible performance from Laura Dern. It's certainly a challenging film, but for those willing to dive into the mysteries, it's an unforgettable experience. I remember seeing it at an art house theater in South Carolina, and while everyone exiting left in both disbelief and disappointment, I was left speechless, not knowing how I felt about it. But at the time, I knew I was okay to never see it again. That is until the 4K remaster from Criterion was released, which changed my views and feelings about the final feature. It's pure nightmare fuel, and a perfect companion to Malland Drive. While there's too much to unpack with the film here, be sure to check out my revisit on our JoBlo Horror Originals channel. What set David Lynch apart was his ability to make the strange seem familiar, and the familiar to feel strange. His films didn't provide easy answers or tie up stories in neat little bows. Instead, they left room for interpretation, inviting viewers to engage with the work on a deeper level. Lynch inspired countless filmmakers and artists to embrace the unconventional. His influence could be seen in everything from bold storytelling of shows like Breaking Bad to the visual flair of directors like Denis Villeneuve and Guillermo del Toro. For me, Lynch's work changed the way I see movies. He didn't just tell stories, he created worlds, emotions, and experiences that felt alive. As we say goodbye to David Lynch, we remember a man who dared to dream in ways no one else could. His films, philosophies, and art will live on, inspiring countless others to explore the uncharted territories of their imagination. Rest in peace, David Lynch. The red curtains may have closed, but your influence and vision will ripple throughout time, forever changing the way we see the world. And we will all have coffee and a donut in your honor.
Look up at the sky, Rosie. The sky is sure full of stars tonight.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.